to me the most powerful thing about the science of talent is that we really try to put a more objective lens on how we assess people. So it's not simply what I think a top candidate looks like or what you think a top candidate looks like. It's really stepping back, asking the top people questions that helps us understand what they are, and then allowing that to be the benchmark that we use to measure candidates as we're coming in. So having it built on a scientific methodology rather than opinion, subjectivity, makes an enormous difference in the accuracy. So that's exactly what we're trying to do with our predictability. So for me, the word science has a very specific meaning, and it really is putting objective data to what is very typically a very subjective, personal opinion. The reason I think that Talent Plus is doing so well, particularly in healthcare, is that we're really looking beyond the clinical side of what a healthcare organization provides. Clinical knowledge, clinical competence is a ticket to admission. If you don't go to med school, if you don't have a correct degree as a registered nurse, you can't work in the hospital. And certainly the clinical services that are provided to a patient are necessary. But when you think about the healthcare organizations who are looking to the future, who are looking to be sustainable, they're realizing that patients have choices. And therefore, if they want to have an experience or create an experience for a patient that causes other patients to want to come, that causes that patient to go tell their friends and family, they need to create a different kind of experience. And that's exactly what our interview allows those organizations to do. It's finding people who look beyond the clinical to make sure they're actually treating that patient as a real person who's not only going through a physically traumatic experience, but is also experiencing other kinds of trauma, other kinds of vulnerability. When I think of the difference between the words select and hire, and really it's kind of parsing the meaning of the words, but if you think about the difference of knowing that you need to fill a position, you're essentially looking at people as interchangeable parts, and let's just get a person in there, let's get someone who's competent at the job, who can do the job. But select implies almost a certain kind of elitism or extra effort that you put into to make sure that you're finding a person who isn't just going to be filling a slot, but is really going to be taking on a role and a responsibility. And so when we think of understanding and respecting the individuality of people while also making sure we achieve our business outcomes, the idea of selecting them versus just hiring them is the difference of respecting that individual, what they can bring to the organization, and just finding someone you can slot in to get the job done.